Hello everybody and welcome back to the A-Side. I am your host, Riley, and I have never heard a Kraftwerk song before. They're a wildly influential group in the sphere of electronic music, really kind of paving the way for more experimental electronica throughout the 80s and continuing so, even influencing some of my favorite bands such as Radiohead. But I've never heard one of their tracks before, so now I think is a perfect time to try it out. Today I bought this, the single, Musique Non-Stop on vinyl right here. It's a 7-inch, I believe, or it's not a 7-inch, but it's a single, a promotional copy of the single, used for radio stations. I believe this 1986 song is one of their bigger ones. I'm assuming so, at least. So here's the record, and I'm gonna try it out. But before I start going, and putting this on the record table back there and reacting, make sure you subscribe. Just check if you're not. Maybe stick around. It's free. You can always unsubscribe if you want to. And stick around for more great content coming up. I've got so many plans throughout the summer, so please just trust me on this one. Alright, so I'm down here by the record player. This is my first reaction to an album on vinyl, so that's fun. Right, here it is. Got it today. Brand new. It's 45 RPM. And it's a 6-minute track. Alright, I'm excited. Let's see what we're working with. This is already weird. They're German, so we got like chanting. This is fucking weird. I'm expecting something experimental, but... Oh, they're cutting it up. That's gonna be very used to that. I like how it's building then. The drums and now the electronic effects and the cutting up. This is weird. For sure. Okay. Ooh. There's what I was expecting. You can already tell how much Kraftwerk influence now. I'm like, today, because you've got those like experimental, like ambient kind of electronic sounds. Atmospheric is the word I'm looking for.
Music non-stop. Music non-stop.
Oh, okay.
Music
This is strange.
non-stop.
This is definitely what I would consider like experimental music. Or at least on the more experimental side of things. This is definitely pretty abstract with like the vocal cut up and manipulation here. And the lack of like any kind of chorus or melody. And the like text-to-speech vocoded voices. Really, all this is a drum line. The B-side is the shorter version of this that came on 7 inches. If you can see that, I don't know if you can or not. Side 2, Musique Non-Stop, 7-inch. Okay, here's some more electronic sounds. That's just very abstract. Like, more experimental than a lot of the stuff I've heard, I'll be honest. And I would like to think I've heard a lot of experimental music, but I don't even know if experimental is necessarily the right word, just kind of obtuse. It's very different. I mean, 1986, this had to be one of the very early kind of things that took the electronics and stuff into like an experimental weird direction. And it was all pretty weird at that point, but like, I don't know how to describe it, but this is interesting. I almost should have done more research into this band. I like to not do as much research on my reactions so I can go in super, super blind. But I feel like this one I should have to maybe kind of understand what the fuck is going on better. I don't dislike it by any means. I think it's cool. It's just a little too, I think, obtuse for it to be something I'm going to keep returning to over and over again, which kind of sucks because I did spend $8 on it, but... Okay, there it is, like, cool electronics. I like that part. Ba-ba. 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 That's cool. Ba-ba. Ba-ba. Oh, okay. Some, like, more droning electronics here. If you want to see more reactions to Kraftwerk, leave a like, because I'll react to a full album if you guys want me to. Just let me know. Okay, it's definitely building towards something right now. The end of the song? Question mark? Yeah, that was it. That was Music Non-Stop by Kraftwerk, and it was interesting to say the least. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that probably wasn't the best place to start with Kraftwerk. Ooh, woo. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that probably wasn't the best place to start with Kraftwerk. Music Non-Stop. This song felt like more of a statement rather than something to be enjoyed, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm all for experimental music. In fact, I highly, highly respect kind of what this track was doing. It was definitely interesting. It was different. It was very obtuse, at least what I've heard, and it definitely seems like it was like 1986, you know, early kind of taking electronica and stuff and dance music maybe into more of an experimental direction. I know like Germans and Italians and a lot of like Central Europe at that time really enjoyed a lot of like dance music and the more like electronic sides of things, especially late 80s going into the 90s. We got a lot of like one-hit wonders in the 90s. And Kraftwerk seems to be kind of a backbone a lot of that. And of course they did, you know, influence bands like Radiohead and stuff. And this song, Music Non-Stop, is not a song I'd want to come back to because it's one that's just so weird and different and not even necessarily music. There wasn't any like chorus or any kind of really even melody to kind of recall. It's just strange kind of electronic playing about, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I did enjoy what I heard in a very strange way. Like I said, it's not something I'd like want to come back to, especially 6 minutes of it, but I think it was definitely worth a listen to. It was very strange, but something I think that will help kind of expand my musical taste. Electronica not being a genre I'm super, super versed in. So I'm glad I listened to it, and I'm glad I made this video, but I didn't love this song. I thought it was cool. I thought it was interesting, very experimental and weird, but not necessarily something I'm going to want to listen to a lot. Still, I think it's a pretty cool piece for the collection. If you want to look right here, it's got it's a promotional copy for like radios and stuff. So yeah, that was Kraftwerk, Music Non-Stop. Interesting song. If you want to see me react to more Kraftwerk, maybe some more songs or an album, recommend me an album to listen to, and leave a like on this video, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.